All right, guys. Today we're doing something new. We got a little podcast going. This is my guy Matt Fernandez. I've known him for literally a majority of my life, probably since I was 12. But before we dive into it, just want to kind of give some brief context on, familial media and like what we're doing here. Um, I want this content to be relatively informational, beneficial towards the listener. And not to go super deep into it, but I think intentionality is very important. As I've stated in countless times. And Matt and I would say we're very intentional people, and I'm not here to waste his time, and I don't think he's here to waste mine. And together we're not going to waste yours. So, if you find something beneficial from this, stick around. I think it'll be a great listen. And if you don't, it wasn't for you. So keep on moving. But hey, Matt, every time I'm with you, I swear you're going through some like crazy life change or
Wow.
you have some crazy revelation on life. Um, what is your process of growth, and at what point in your life do you realize that it's time to like take a step back and smell the roses, or take a step back and make a major change and pivot into a different direction? Because I know you're coming into like a new beginning with this with the agency, and I want to talk about that later, but like what
Mhm.
caused that?
Shoot, I would say hands down because it depends on how you look at it. I've been through a lot of different stages or kind of goals in my life, but it's just like over time. Obviously, the world's changing so much, man. Uh, some people will call it inconsistency with me changing careers. I just see it more as I'm getting more information now,
Right.
and really, man, I can usually tell pretty quick if I'm in the right spot. I can tell pretty quick if I'm in the right spot. And with my new business venture that I'm doing right now, man, this really does feel like the right spot because this is the first time where I feel like I'm actually creating something, um, which is fulfilling, man. It's
Right.
fulfilling, but I definitely get when you say take a step back and smell the roses, man. I'm getting better at doing that and really just kind of thinking about life.
Right.
But shoot, what was the question one more time? Now I want to make sure I'm answering this right.
Yeah, no, you're perfect, dude. I
Okay,
I honestly
I'm
I
on
th-
the
I think you said something that was super important. Like people label your pivots as like inconsistency. Um, there that book I was telling you about earlier, the Almanac of Naval Ravikant. Um, he talks about there's one true superpower, and that's the ability to change oneself. So I think in that respect, like, and I absolutely align with that quote, because it's very easy to get like caught up in other people's opinions. Like, am I inconsistent? You kind of get lost in your thoughts. But understanding that that's just the kind of phase that you have to go through to become what you want or chase your personal legend, that's key. But like, at what point for you did you realize that you weren't on the path that you wanted to see, and what kind of brought you to the agency, and creating something for yourself?
shoot. I
Think about
would,
it too.
man. That's a great question. Definitely. I mean, I feel like it's. Yeah, I've never felt this feeling. Right. Of course, you felt it. Where it's like if you met the girl, like
Right.
if you're gonna marry her, right? I feel like I got that feeling with every single point in my life where I knew it wasn't the thing, but it something kept me there to teach me something. And as soon as I felt like, man, this is, I think in the long term as well, right? And of course, with being in sales and chasing the next dollar, man, I really had time to really sit back and think. And I think that's one of the most important things like going on right now is a lot of people don't just have time to just really sit back and analyze, man, what I want to do. And obviously being in what I currently do, which is just consistently on a grind, it wasn't worth it to me, man. And I felt like it was definitely time, but what it did was it increased my risk tolerance. So I see the good out of it, but I don't I don't know how to articulate the feeling of me getting ready to make a pivot in life.
Mm,
Right.
right.
And sometimes like people they dive in on that and they ask me about it. Like for example, when I left car sales, um, my parents thought was crazy because I was doing really well there. They knew what I was making, which was a mistake in my opinion.
Right.
Um, and they questioned it, bro. And they always question when I make big pivots, but
So
uh
how'd you get through that? Like them thinking you were crazy and you're making this decision. Because I've been through it too, like where you're making a decision that's definitely better for you, but it's not necessarily
so,
better for someone else looking at your shoes. Um and you are viewed as crazy. You are
oh
viewed
no,
as
I know.
crazy. Like 100%. Like, what do you how'd you deal with that? Like, did you communicate more with them, or did you just put your foot down and say, this is what I'm doing? Like, this shouldn't matter this much to you. you know, like this is my life kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm like, hey, this is my life. Like, I understand you guys had access to different information than I did. I just know that everything I do is intentional,
Mm,
and I
right.
let them know that. And my dad actually really does believe in me. My dad's very big supporter, bro. So, but at
I met
first
your
he
dad. He's
wasn't.
awesome.
Dude,
Good
my
guy.
dad's awesome. Love my dad,
And
man.
your mom's amazing too. I don't know why I just singled out your dad. Met your whole
Yeah,
family. They're amazing.
yeah. But very traditional. Like all my brothers too. I mean, I would definitely say I'm taking a different route than everybody else. But the way that I deal with it, man, really is just by reading.
Mm,
Seriously. And then also like telling my parents, dude, like the door, it's not like I'm leaving something that I can't get back.
right.
Right.
It's
So
true.
I'm just taking an asymmetric bet where it's just and it's in my head, man, it's a great bet. So the way that I deal with it is yeah, I just let them know, hey, uh like I do argue with them a little bit, but then I tell them like it's my life.
Right. Well,
I know.
and
So you went through like some of the same stuff, you would say?
I I would say something similar, and maybe not to the extent of like a career pivot, but definitely in the sense of, my all right. So I think I've told this story before on podcasts, but uh, probably a year and a half ago, or maybe a year and a couple months. No, probably a year and a half ago, actually, is dead on. I was living out of my car, like getting ready to graduate college. It was my first semester of my senior year. We weren't getting paid at my work at the time. And I still wanted to go to college. So I was like, I'm going to
Yeah.
live out of my car. Like, screw it. So, but with that, it's like my mom thought I was crazy in the sense of, why would it come to this? And should it have come to that? Probably not. But I believed in what we were doing at work. So I stuck with it and kept working, paid or not paid, um, rain or shine. And so I got to the point where it's like, okay, I could keep paying for an apartment, or when my lease ends, I could go back to Tucson for a summer and then just live out of my car in the coming fall semester. And that's what I did. Is I would go up for Monday through Friday, sleep in my car, then drive back home to Tucson, stay there on the weekends. And in the whole process, it was weird. Like we were meeting like the highest net worth clientele at my work. Like it was a crazy stretch. And I told my dad what was going on, and he's like, "That's so stupid. Like, why would you do this? Like, you could, just talk to me, tell me what you need." And I was like, "I told you the situation. If you're gonna help or not help, that's up to you. Like, I'm not gonna just blatantly ask for help because like I was fine. Like, I was making it work.
Yeah.
Like, if I needed, I would shower every morning at LA Fitness. I would take naps at the library. Like, I had a system, and if
Shoot,
someone
man.
if
It
someone
sounds
wanted
like.
help, they could help, like
And would you
they know the
say?
whole
And would
scope.
you say that grind, like there was some sort of happiness to it at the same time, or no? Like, did you ever get
Dude,
any euphoric moments, bro, where it's like, damn, dude, I'm really doing this?
yeah, dude, it felt unreal because I wanted to eat shit. And I always said it when I was like coming into college, like I want to pick up a job and eat shit. And I think I did at my first ever retail job, Perry Ellis, with my boss Kyle. And that's a whole nother story. That would take probably like 10-15 minutes to get through. But it was the second time I actually ate shit in my scholastic career, and honestly in my life, was when I was living out of my car and doing all that because I had accumulated so much debt just paying rent on credit cards, which don't do. But I was like in $16,000 worth of debt, and I was living out of my car, and I honestly, it felt like I was debt free. It felt like I was making it work. Like I was paying a car
Yeah.
payment and then paying off my debts, and that was it. And I flew through that 16,000. Like I paid it all down very quickly, and it was quickly but very calculated. Like it wasn't like all at once, but it was just slowly chopping at the tree. But dude, you're right. Like it was the most beautiful life moments in while I was in school, like before I'd met my wife. It was amazing. It was like the happiest I'd ever been before autumn came into my life.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. It was like nothing can stop you. And you're just on this journey, and you're making the right call despite how crazy it might seem to other people.
Dude,
And
you
I
just
would
get
tell
that
my
feeling, man.
yeah, dude, and I would tell my buddies, I'd tell, girls I would go out with, and they were like, "You're fucking crazy. Like, what is this?" And it just I knew I was making the right call despite it being crazy. My dad calling me crazy for it, saying it's stupid, but it was the only way to do it without accumulating more debt or accumulating more problems.
Mm,
Like pull a loan, pay it, like what are you going to do? Like how do you solve it without dropping out of school? you know and I
mm.
really wanted to get my degree. I was in my last 2 semesters, so it worked out, man. And it was crazy the day that I signed a new lease for my apartment with my best man Bozeman, who's my roommate. He like we signed for, I think it was like September 11th or September 12th to move in. And I don't know if that's the date, but anyways, we signed the lease to move in, and I remember I had no money in my account, still in debt, and I had like prayed that I was gonna get paid before the 11th because it was like 10 days out. We signed the lease, and the morning of our lease, like our move in, I got paid. And I paid the down payment all in one and moved in all in one swing. It was like the most unbelievable timing ever. It
Man.
worked out. But it was, it's just one of those things where you just have to believe, like trust in God, and know that you're going to be okay, because you have more control than you think, and God's looking out for you more than you think, in my opinion.
Shoot, man, you're right. You're right.
And you were
Well, when
given the
you're,
tools. You were given the
yeah,
tools. What were you gonna ask?
never mind.
No, dude,
Never mind.
you're
I
very,
was gonna dig deeper into it, but I was like, yo, let's.
you can,
Do
bro.
you have? Do
You
you
know
have a
what
question?
you could hit it.
So, do you? Are you very superstitious? Like, do you believe in, for example, like when you're going through that, like, do you let people know what you're going through?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say talking about it, honestly, for me, like It used to be, and I'll tell you where it stems from. It used to stem as like a coping mechanism. Like when my dad and my mom divorced and my dad moved to New York, I would always be like, "Oh, my parents move or my parents divorced. My dad, left to New York." And I'd
Mhm.
laugh it off and I would try to be funny about it and make people laugh. And then I started to
Funny thing,
dive
man.
in.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I started to dive
Okay.
in. I was like, why the hell am I doing this? And
Damn,
really
man.
I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk about it. So
Yeah.
when more struggle would happen, I would just like talk through with people. I mean, even recently, it's like, I've had some family issues. I call my buddy Bozeman and run him through it. Like, am I crazy? Is this wrong? I talk to my wife all the time, and I think talking through it helps. You pray about it.
So what do you think?
Feels.
Do you because therapy is like super popular now, right? Would you say that talking to friends is better than therapy?
I would
What do you think?
say there's more context than principles, like there's more
Yeah.
your buddies probably know you better and you're not getting, applied principles or formulas, like there's
Dude,
like I don't know what
just
therapy school is like,
yeah.
but I'm assuming it's like, hey, if you deal with this type of person, this is probably what you're dealing with and this is how you should handle it.
Damn.
But if you're talking with your buddy, like he doesn't know any formula, he's just trying to understand you and maybe a therapist does that too and they who knows, but I have never been one to like at least in my shoes, like I think talking through it, and if you don't have someone to talk to, like absolutely like see a therapist, like do whatever you need to do to get right. But definitely I would say exercise your friends first and see
Dang.
if they have perspective that could benefit you, but you also have to be careful because some people don't want to see you succeed or
Mhm.
see you get better.
Dang.
And that's a whole nother thing. It's like who do you surround yourself with? And I'm gonna reference that Naval Ravikant book all the time, but he has a quote in there. He's like, if you want to get closer to me, then you have to better your values. Like the closer you get to me, the better your values have to be, I think is the actual quote. But it's who are you surrounding yourself with? And
Is it
dude,
a big book?
it's only like 220 pages. It's amazing though,
Okay.
dude. You gotta read it.
Have you looked into what the title means?
The Almanac. I'm
The
assuming,
almanac?
yeah, the Almanac of Naval Ravikant. I mean, Naval Ravikant's his name, but I
The
forget what it.
almanac, man.
Yeah, the Almanac is an annual calendar containing important dates and statistical information. So I'm assuming it's just like a play on that. I'm honestly
All
not
right.
sure. That's a good question,
Shoot,
but
dude.
yeah, that book is amazing, and it made me wonder, like, are the people you surround yourself with the people that you're willing to, just kind of like leave alone with your family, or are there people that you feel like you have to babysit around your family?
What would you put it in your top 3 books? Like, did it change your perspectives in any way?
100%. And I'll say this: it's top three self-help book. I
Okay.
wouldn't necessarily say it's like a top three book of all time, but like for the category of like self-help or
That's one of them for
better
sure.
yourself, that one, and then David Goggins Can't Hurt Me as of now, for me, those two are just like unreal, like
Really?
unreal, literally.
Bro, I bought Can't Hurt Me. I'd never read it.
You gotta read it, dude. I mean, it kind of makes you feel lazy. Like that guy is just so amazing, and it kind of guilt trips you to the gym, or like guilt trips you
Yeah.
to go for crazy long runs.
Bro, dude, there's some funny clips of him just being like, dude, have you seen the one where he's jogging and he's like, fuck, bro. He's like talking about how he just felt like he couldn't run and he started looking into Safari and he started researching, yo, what is wrong with me? And he was like, dude, I came to conclusion, man. I was just a bitch. Have you seen that clip? Have you
Dude, of course.
Dude, that's
He's
my
funny.
fucking that's my favorite clip, man.
He's dead on, dude, because like he changed my life in the sense of his content was so raw and so unfiltered, and like there wasn't, to me at least, it felt like there was no vendetta. Like he wasn't pushing you to buy things, he wasn't pushing you to like see some crazy program that he just founded. Like he put out a book and then he really started going crazy on his product or on his like, you know, personal brand. And that personal brand, dude, is just so it's so good. It's so motivating. And it really just he talks about it all the time. But he's like, if you want to run, run. If you want to draw,
Yeah.
draw, you know, and it's just like no
Just
BS. Like,
simplifies it, man.
yeah, dude, like you shouldn't be thinking about your form. You shouldn't be thinking about your, you know, if you're thinking about your form, go lighter in weight, just do it, you know. And if you're thinking about running shoes, he's like, just run. Like, who says you have to be the greatest runner? You just got to get out there and run. And sometimes I fall into like the place where um you know, it's like I've been slacking at the gym. Like I had hernia surgery at the end of last year, literally a month before I got married, or like a month and a half. And it that process was like I could not lift weights, I could not run, like it just hurt so bad. It took so long to even
Mm.
get the surgery scheduled. And you get it scheduled and then you can't really do stuff for like a month after. It's crazy. But going through that and then watching David Goggins content, you're just like it's kind of pointless. It's like redundant, you know, like or
Yeah.
it's like oxymoronic where I'm in bed watching this content. I can't do anything about it. So then now I'm just doom scrolling I'm doom scrolling Goggins content. So I mean, like, and it touches back to that the idea of, hey, maybe the content that we make, or maybe content that this person makes that I find objectively true, isn't necessarily, you know, true at all for you. You know, you might be recovering from a hernia surgery. It might not make sense for you to watch. It might not make sense for you
Yeah.
to consume. You know, so just
Yeah, it
like
makes sense.
understanding where you're at is super important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man, I
but
agree. I agree. And I always wonder, dude, there's just recently I've been going from the listening to a lot of the big personalities on YouTube and just replacing that with reading, bro. And I feel like it's completely different in a way, man.
it's way different, dude.
It's way different.
I mean,
Like
think about the
I
way it's
feel
designed.
you start feeling way happier, bro.
It's
And just the perspective, it's just a little bit deeper.
exactly. And this is that's really that what you just said there is like the baseline for what I want Familial to be. It's long form content in the sense of podcasts. It's not like super clickbaity reels that's just dopamine hit after dopamine hit. Because that's what it is, dude. You're replacing dopamine hits with long extended pieces of wisdom, and you're limiting your desire, you know. And that is probably why it feels better, is you're literally like you're curing your addiction slowly. And you might feel like you want to relapse every now and then, but just by making the smart decision, it's like a cigarette addict finally consciously flicking a cigarette instead of smoking it.
So
Like
do
that's
you think that doom scrolling, and I'm not sure, I haven't looked too far like into the science of it. Is it literally an addiction? Like, does it mess with your brain
dude,
in the
it
way
100% does.
really?
In the sense of the content itself, like, dude, what can you really take away from, you know, a Mr. Beast 60-second short? What can you take away from a Kai Cenat 60-second short? You know, there's all these moments that are just clipped up, and it's just dopamine firing to your brain. It's very similar to like a porn addiction for a lot of people, to where, you know, you're just getting hit with dopamine, and you have all these short-term feelings, and then you put it down, and then all of a sudden you're like, you know, you don't even know who you are. You like
Dang,
you
man.
desire to go back on your phone, or you desire to do it again. It's just like it people fall into it. Even myself, like you just open up Instagram and you scroll. Like LinkedIn
Oh
has a
yeah.
shorts feature, YouTube has a shorts feature. It's too
Bro,
much. Even
everything's got a
Audible.
shorts feature, man.
It's
Audible has a
crazy.
shorts feature? Really?
I'm pretty sure they do. Like it's crazy. They might not. I might have made that
Okay,
up.
I was
But let me, I feel like I remember seeing it, but
yeah.
I'll fact check myself here.
Just
Yeah,
hop on
dude.
my Audible
Wait.
right now. Let me see. I got you, man. Discover
Okay, maybe. Yeah, that's where I thought it was. I don't think it is.
bestsellers. No, no, I don't see it.
Okay, that's good.
If it was, bro, that would have been crazy.
Yeah, so but it messes with your brain, and especially if you're a young kid and you're experiencing all like that short-term desire, it's like, what do you
Dude, that's what
think
I'm
your
saying, man.
relationships are gonna be? You know,
Do you think
it's
are you very intense? Because obviously, with our brains maturing before 25, man, or like at 25, are you very like intentional with trying to cut this stuff out before? Like, do you ever like look into that? Uh, because everything's just gonna be harder after 25 in terms of like breaking old habits and forming new ones compared to right now.
dude, 100%. 100%. And it goes for thoughts, it goes for habits, it goes for
Dog, and that's why, like, even though I dropped
everything.
out of college, bro, like, I understand the purpose of college if you don't use AI and you actually learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just it trains your brain to do complex tasks, like task, bro, and
Yeah,
just
and
forming more neural pathways. Like, I get it. I understand that somebody that goes to college and actually applies himself will end up having a higher IQ than somebody who didn't continuously challenge their brain.
right. And that to me is like the most important piece, cuz when I got my bachelor's at ASU, and right now I'm doing the master's program at University of Silicon Valley, which has been an amazing experience. And their view on AI is, okay, you use AI, will support you in using it, but
Dog,
you have to know what you're asking it. You have to know what you're
dog.
using it for. And so you have to know the whole process that it
I
also outputs. It's like so
man,
different.
the
Because
things
ASU is
that,
like just cite it in the
bro,
MLA.
how quick you can learn using AI, it's actually crazy though. Like yeah,
Yeah.
like being intentional with AI, like I know a lot of people see it in a negative way. Uh, the way you use it definitely could be in a negative way, but man, that I can tell you that AI has definitely helped me learn stuff super quickly and apply it, man. And all the AI tools that are coming out, dude, it's crazy.
It is, dude. And that's what it's supposed to be, is a learning tool. You
Like
know,
I
it's
know the
not
vibe
supposed to
vibe
be
coding's coming out, or like that's like a very mainstream right now where people are dude creating these super complex things without having any basic knowledge of code before.
right. They just know how to
Uh,
communicate it.
communicated to like a Claude, bro, Claude Code. I know it's your favorite one, dude.
Yeah, dude, Claude is awesome. He's funny,
Claude.
dude. He's funny. He talks hilarious.
Oh, that's funny.
Dude, but I want to double back, man. When you were talking about your family earlier, and I know you and me had talked previously about kind of your future, and you potentially wanting to move out of Arizona, and I know your family's here. Like, what how do you balance the family and the pursuit of a new venture, and not necessarily in the sense of like, their opinions on what you're doing, but more so just balancing your time and energy, and because that end is very important. I believe, the family and friends, like, you still have to make time and be intentional, if not as intentional as you are at your work.
Yeah, and the way that I see it is, man, I go through. I'm in a different season of life right now, bro. Really, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I genuinely try to have like as much intentional time I can, especially with my parents, because I know that they're not gonna be here forever. So, um, in terms of how I balance between like my family and obviously my goals and aspirations, man. Like I know that in order for me to be the most present also with them is for me to be the best version of myself in a way too. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that my parents would love for me to tell them like all these crazy stories about my life, man. Because man, that's just how it works, right? They just want to see their kid going out there living life. And that's what my parents say too. They're like, look, man, if you're gonna be happier like moving out, like just go for it, do it. Like my mom moved out at 18. She said it helped her grow as a person. So Man, I definitely balance the family and everything. One thing, like, bro, I always hang out with my friends, like, probably at least once every other week. Right now, though, we haven't hung out in a while. Um, but I'd say it's because I'm in a different season right now, man. But
Are they in the same season, do you think? Or is it just kind of like
well,
you locked in?
it's hard. It's different, bro. Because look, I love my homies because they're very passionate about things that they do too, and they're always chasing knowledge as well. For example, my buddy Isaiah, he's engineer, right? He's going to be an engineer, but he's not like your typical college student that's only going there to get a degree. Like he's actually like passionate about this stuff, and it's dope when you're sitting at a table with them and they're educating you on technology, bro. Because dude, I love technology, right? But I don't have like the time to really get into obviously all like the crazy things going on behind the scenes. Like for example, you with the tokenization. Uh, Shoot, how did I even end up here talking about my friends? But
No, dude,
dude,
it's perfect. This, yeah, you're on
yeah,
track.
man, like my two best friends right now is Preston and Isaiah actually, and man, I just like how they add value, bro. I would say, like, dude, and I know we talked about this the other day about how your buddy Bozeman, he's not great with small talk. I'm the same
Yeah,
way. I'm the same
right,
way. But
right. And those are like the best people
unless I
ever
really,
because
really
like,
know you, unless I really, really know
yeah,
you, actually, yeah, because like we can joke around with each other, which is small talk, right? But no, like sitting with those guys, I like surrounding myself with people like that. I always make time for them because man, they add value. Like, and just hearing people tell me about certain things going on in the world, bro. Like Isaiah tell me about AI planes, bro, fighter jets, uh, talking about all this technology that's coming out. Preston, he's also very deep in like the political landscape of the world.
right,
He's trying to be a lawyer, and we're all on different grinds. You know what I'm saying? Like they're in college, like they can still hang out with friends and everything. I'm just more in the dude. I'm just enjoying sitting here and grinding right now.
right. And do you, because you brought up a good point, dude. Like you talk about your homies are engineers and they're educating you on AI planes, and then you have another buddy that's talking politics. Do you ever feel that overwhelming feeling of there is too much information to like really even grasp? Like there is so much in the world that is like I don't even know if half the stuff we should be exposed to because like that is it's a lot, dude. And I experience the same thing all the time.
Dog, and that's like one of the main reasons for like one of my main drivers, bro. Like I want to be able to make enough money where I can sit back and really like analyze the world
Right.
and have that time to do certain like some cool things or yeah, but I do agree. I find it super interesting though, man. Like the way that they talk about it,
Yeah, you
and
have to sit in on those and
yeah, dude, you
listen.
got to. It's just, but definitely like feeling overwhelmed with like, dude, how am I supposed to keep up with all this stuff?
Right. There's so much going on every single day.
Dude, in the tech world, man, and especially shit, we just kidnapped Venezuela's president, bro. Apparently, there's like super like geopolitics going into that.
It's crazy trying
Uh,
to buy Greenland and it might not even be objectively wrong, but it's just like there's so much happening. It's like it's insane and I don't know.
then you've got
Yeah.
the Venezuelan guards talking about like some mysterious weapons being used on them. Have you seen that?
Yeah, dude. And that's a whole nother thing. It's like I don't even know it's real anymore with social media either. It's like I've seen this
They talked
video
about
of this
getting
big
microwaved. I was like, yo, damn, bro.
yeah, I've seen these videos of big aliens in the sky, and people are like, "Bro, this is crazy! I can't believe no one's talking about this. Like, this is real. Like, what the hell is going on?" So I don't know, man. But yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up because there is so much information out there. It's almost overwhelming, and I've found myself in conversations where it's that same feeling of just like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I'm pretty specialized in what I do, but it sounds like this person is
God,
just
like all
so
those.
deep into their world,
It's,
bro.
have you ever thought about it? Like, dude, the Joe Rogan podcast, man. Like, these people are just so niche down in life that they just the way that they're explaining these crazy topics, man, is just like, damn, bro.
It's so amazing, dude. It's like, and Joe Rogan's just sitting there asking all these questions. It's like that's probably the best person to talk to because he's genuinely curious, but he's also, asking all these questions that you just flow into their work. But it's crazy, like level of intelligence. He asks a question, and the person will respond with like a research article that they read and cite
I
the
know
author. It's like it's unbelievable. Off the
it's
dome.
crazy. It's crazy, man. And that's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to like these podcasts like this, it's like, man, I'm nowhere even close to that level. Like I'm 20 years old, man. I'm not super like I don't got a super niche down topic like that yet. Where it's just I haven't even lived enough life to talk about things like that.
It's true.
You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
dude, that's how I feel all the time, dude. And it's kind of a blessing and a curse. Like you walk into a sales pitch or into a meeting and you're the youngest guy there. Um, a lot of people will take time, like, or people that I've met will take time and they'll choose to kind of educate you or maybe talk with you and walk you through things a little more thoroughly than your typical salesman. And that's just what I've found. And if you're curious and you ask questions, like nobody, and you're young, nobody's gonna turn to you and be like, "That's a dumb question." But if you're a 50-year-old man who's a lawyer asking a basic lawyer question, like that's a bad question,
Oh yeah.
like it. And so if you have no experience or little experience, like there's only one way to build it, and it's being curious and kind of picking an avenue to go down. And being a young sales guy is interesting. It's definitely become a oversaturated market. It probably always has been, but now
Dude.
since since YouTube and all this stuff, like you get to see it, like people recording
Oh,
sales calls. Like you're not alone out there, and that's even a
oh
more
no.
daunting feeling. Like
No. It's um it's a wave, man. And I feel
everyone's
like it's
selling to
picked up.
everyone.
But I don't even know though. I don't even know if it's just because we're on that side of the algorithm. Because people that I talk to in like the sauna, man, they have like no clue of
Right.
this side of the internet. So I don't even know if it's like extremely saturated or if it's just our algorithm giving us that. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Because dude, my parents don't get that on their feeds. My brothers don't get that on their feeds.
Yeah, they might not. They honestly, you might be right. It's
But the fact
but
that
what
we
I've
are in
noticed.
it, dude, it's like almost every 5 scrolls, bro, we see something.
Yeah, and for me, it's because the way that I look at it too is right now I help design a product, Verify You, and it's education sales, right? So we're going to higher education, and we're selling to ASU, and ever since let's say we're selling to ASU, ever since we or ever since Facebook started as higher ed sales, they went, university, it's trying to sell their social media application. Ever since Facebook came around and kind of proved the model, I'm sure it was proven before, but Facebook's a great example. Ever since then, everyone's, like, oh, I can just make higher ed sales. Like that's public, that's tax dollars at work. Like they have extra money they need to spend. They didn't spend enough last year. Like, let me sell to them. That happened, and there's only so many universities in the US. I don't know
And
the
are you
number off.
saying like the people that you're like calling or you're targeting, they've already been called or
Dude,
targeted a
they've
ton
been
of times?
called probably, I want to say 20 times that day. Like it is ridiculous. And when it comes to sales, and that's why finding a niche market's good because
Dog, let me tell you. So I made
hit
4
me.
calls. I'm not gonna drop like my niche like on the podcast or anything, but dude, These 4 people never been called, bro.
Yeah. Right.
Never been called. And I got their names from Google reviews, bro. And I was just like, Claudio? And he was like, yeah, who's this? And I just, dude, rolled into the pitch, bro. That's what
Right.
I'm saying. Like, dude, I've been in that super saturated niche thing, like in insurance, bro. Super. It's just not a fun sale.
Not a fun set.
It's
Like you
not a
really
fun.
have to grind. Like you
Yeah,
got
dude.
to do it.
You gotta grind. But yeah, it's not a fun sale, bro. Because you're also
But
dealing, like, dude, I've dealt with like another salesperson lying, bro. A salesperson lying. Like I'm battling with this girl, bro. Me for Mr. Cervantes, dude. I'll never forget the sale where she was telling him that she's getting him double coverage than I was. So I was like, dude, I literally have that same carrier as her. Let's call the carrier right now and then talk about the policy that you just got with her. And then he figured out that she completely lied to him.
yeah, it's crazy.
Completely lied to him, bro. And I was like, oh, yeah. Dang. And that goes back, bro. Like that goes back to that one question where it was like, yeah, dude, this is the one where it's like, I feel I knew I was in the wrong industry at that point, bro. I was like, dog, I'm not going to compete on price. I'm going to compete on value and
Right.
what I can do for a business. And that that's what I was that was my overall end goal, bro. I didn't want to compete on something that somebody else can do.
Right. And well, and that makes sense. It's like price can always be volatile. Like, dude, if I knew you were charging less than me, I'd be like, screw it. I'm charging $5 less than him. You know, if I know we're fighting for the same client, you know, I'll drop my price. I don't care. Like I want them and I want to beat you out. And I'll just shorten the terms and then raise the price. I already have
So,
it. You know,
dude, dude,
it's
I read
just
this quote. I read
crazy.
this quote though that it said there's no benefit to being the second cheapest price in the market.
It's all value.
There is there is a huge benefit in being the most expensive price in the market.
Right.
And
Do you
bro,
think that applies to
that's
insurance?
psychology, bro. Oh no, insurance, no. That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, I knew I was in the wrong industry, bro. Like
Right.
that, it's super transactional. Like what I was in, bro, very transactional before, and it was like, dog, I need to build something where it's like I'm adding value and learn it so well, where it's like, dude, nobody can do what I can do.
Right. And that's kind of where I was getting at. It's like a price can be, you know, placed wherever the holder chooses, but your value, it depends on, you know, how what are you providing? You know, so you're dead on, dude. I never looked at it like that. It's you know, the price can be super volatile. Like you could talk to someone, it'd be $5 less, $10 more. It's like you're
Yeah,
probably
bro.
getting the same
Have you ever
thing,
read?
but
Have you ever read Influence?
no, I've
The
heard that.
Psychology of Persuasion. Dude, that talks
Yeah.
about like price psychology in
Is it
it.
good?
Dude, it's good. It's good. It's very. I think I got the version that was too long though, like the extended version of it. Like I got
Because
deep. I got like 300 pages into it, and I was like, dude, I'm done. But like the first 300 pages were good. I would
dude,
honestly say $100 million offers by Alex Hormozy is a better version of Influence. Everybody hypes up Influence, bro.
everyone, dude.
Everybody
I've
hypes up
seen
that
it.
book because it's super like it's all about psychology, bro, and the
Yeah.
psychology of consumers, and it's crazy, bro, because you can still know that this psychology is out there and still fall for it.
Right. Yeah,
It's
I've
weird.
noticed that. Like, what have you learned from? Well, let me just say real fast. Like the whole business sales books, dude. Like they're literally, if you read one, you've basically kind of read them all. Like they're what I've realized, and this is a decent way to articulate is obviously like it's not one size fits all. Every sale is hopefully different. If it's all the same, then you know you're probably in a market that is it's probably oversaturated or it's about to be because it every sale that I've experienced has been so different, like never really the same objections, or it will be the same objections asked in different ways, and there is no book to really kind of walk you through all of it, you know, like that you just
Mhm.
it's trial and error. um but I don't know, sales is amazing.
Oh, I love it.
It's dude, it's amazing. And what you said with value, like, how do I ask this without, kind of dropping your product? Is there any
Well,
part of you that, wait, go on.
um, any part of go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Is there any part of you that is like, okay, if my value is so high, like, how do I price, and what's the thought process behind your pricing without getting too deep in your product? Because like pricing a product or pricing a service is probably, I don't know, at least for me, it's like I have no clue what to charge half the time. Like or if I was to do something like freelance, like obviously with work, you're kind of assigned your pricing. Um, but in the early stages of what we were doing is like, what do we even charge? We would map out competitors, but they're also different. Like we're kind of in our own niche.
Yeah.
Um, and then a lot of people like hide their pricing, dude. Like, what was your thought process behind kind of figuring that out? Or was it like just cover your baseline after a certain amount of people? Or
Oh, bro, it's I can tell you
this,
what, it's going to change like over time. It's going to get more expensive as time goes.
right,
Uh so dude, the idea behind the product, right, is there is like a trend for consumers going 2026 and beyond where digital presence is one of the most important things that you can have, right? So people are asking AI for local recommendations, and AI is just going to scan the entire market, and it only recommends certain businesses that have the digital footprint and the recency of reviews to really still show that you're in business and you're a legitimate business, right?
right,
Uh, so off of local search intent alone, bro, like I know that without a doubt I'm gonna be able to increase these people's top line, right? And it comes down to by how much can I, and on average how much can I? Because say I end up adding an extra $10,000 in profit a month, right, to their business, and I got 100 people to do that. Dog, I can easily get away with charging somebody $2,000 a month
right,
off of one client and just offer them a guarantee, bro. But really, like when it comes down to pricing right now, man, again, dude, like you said, reading like business books, like you can read one and really get a good idea. But dude, $100 million offers by Alex Hormozy,
yeah,
dog, it
let's
just
cash.
teaches, yeah, dude, it just teaches you like straight up about value. Obviously, like getting into the market, coming in like as somebody new, you have to come in with an offer that just makes no sense to say no to.
Right,
And the way that I'm pitching it is I'm going to ask them like the last two questions in my presentation, certain things about revenue and how many, like what's their average profit margins or what's their average margins on their sales. And then based on that, I'm going to say, okay, if by day 90 you're not getting a 2x return minimum, then the monthly fee is waived until you do. And I believe in the product that much, bro, where it's just like it makes sense.
right.
I mean, you're in college for business implementation or technology implementation to businesses, bro. So whenever they don't have like a lot of technology, like you see like the extreme returns that people can have just by adding technology into their business.
Right. Yeah,
And
it makes a huge difference, obviously. Like,
and and that's the thing, like with automatically, right? There's dude, when I was cold calling, dog, I called this phone, dude. Four business owners answer the phone. They're the business owners answering the phone. Right? One of them, this dude took like forever to answer the phone. And then when he answered the phone, he didn't even say his business. And it's just like, dude, you can lose a prospect like that. And
Right.
it's just like that's a leak in their system, dude. Because if they miss that call and the client doesn't get any type of text back or any type of something that the owner's busy, dude, that client's gonna go to your competition instantly. That volume's gone. That's why there's so many different ways, bro. But dog, just like learning this stuff, I've learned a lot, right? And I got a whole presentation that I could pitch it to. But when it comes down to like pricing down like value, it will come down to how much money I can make people, how much I
Right.
can add to their business. That makes
Gotcha.
sense.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, I'm always intrigued with pricing because I see people they they all end up in different spots certain times, pricing wise. Um, and a lot of times you pay more than what you should for a half baked product
And
is
dog, and
is
like I
what I'm
said,
hearing.
bro, I'm not like I said, dude. I don't have like so much room to talk about this, dude. Like I've only read books. I'm
Right.
young, bro. I still need like a lot more business experience, bro. But I'm confident in my product. I'm confident in what I sell, and I'm confident in the value, bro. So what I'm going to be charging people compared to what I genuinely am so confident that I'm going to deliver to their business, it's just a no brainer for me.
No, it's
And
good.
eventually, over time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's a lot more fun, bro. Like it's just fulfilling. Like I'm building something, and I'm connecting with people, bro. And I'm just talking about stuff I enjoy, which is business and numbers, bro.
It's good, dude. Yeah, it makes a big difference, huh?
Dude, it makes a
So
huge difference, bro.
so are you still
I,
working at insurance now or are you out fully?
yeah, I really just put it on pause right now,
Nice.
and I'm
Yeah, that's
just,
probably so good for you just to like focus on what's truly important because that's what I realized too. It's like, dude, if you dedicate yourself to a mission that you genuinely don't believe in, or let's say an oversaturated market, even like that is a grind. Like you got to really love what you're doing. Like if you're selling insurance and that's your life, like you really got to
dude.
be
It's a
in the
grind, bro.
weeds, bro. Like you got to
It's a
love
grind,
that.
dog.
Like you
No,
just
it's a grind, bro. Yeah, yeah.
crazy.
It's just an everyday chase, man.
So, hey man, I know we talked about your family earlier, but and you had brought up like the fact that you know sometimes they think you're crazy, or when it comes to like support, it might not always be there and with your friends or whatever. Um, when it comes to this venture, like, are you afraid of failure at all? Does that even cross your mind, or like what would you advise someone coming into a new business? Um, would you say what would you say?
Dog. I would say reading this book that I'm reading right now, Thinking in Bets, really taught me something, bro. And it made me, dude, it made me calm in the pocket. It says that you have to separate the decision from the outcome because you can still make a great decision and not get the outcome that you want.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that you made the wrong decision. Right. And it completely removed like the fear of failure for me, bro. Like if I do fail, dog, I just go make my money again and I do it again. But based on everything that I've done, bro, and the research that I made, like I'm not afraid. Like I said, my dad really like strongly believes in me. I don't think my dad ever really questioned me, honestly.
That's
My dad
good.
never really questioned me. Um, but the fear of failure, bro, I wouldn't like it, dude. I'm numb to that, bro. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
a it's a good place to
Like,
be. I mean, and that's what people need to understand. Like there's gonna be a point in your life where, I mean, even for me right now, I feel this very heavy. It's like, I'm newly married, and we're obviously coming into a time where we're gonna have dependents, a dog and kid, and now there's a kind of a more pressure to perform. But I wouldn't necessarily it's say it's ever been like fear of failure. It's more so now that time is ticking like quite heavily. It's more so like a pressure to do this now, or like forever hold your peace kind of deal. Like,
Dog,
and when you come when you come into a marriage, like I would love to
it's
talk to
different.
you about it. It's so different because I started to, the second I got married, I literally was diving into maybe leaving my job. And you're taking a stable platform and you're just taking it away. And you can't necessarily do that. And if you do it, you better be doing it for something you believe in. And creating something that you believe in is way easier than finding it, in my opinion. At least from the things that I've researched, that is for sure the route that I need to take as well. So I think you and me are on the same page there. Like, fear of failure is not a reason to not try.
Dude, but you're in a different, yeah, you're at a different type of pressure than I am, bro. Like, dude, I've got nothing to lose, bro. Like I can try so many different things right now. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that people
Like
squander that?
how
Like that feeling of like, I have nothing to lose. Like, why not do it? Because from my point of view, it's like, now that I have so much to lose, it's like, why not do it? Also, like like everything leads me to everything leads me to the
yo,
same place.
all roads lead to Rome. All roads lead to Rome, bro. Oh, jeez, man. Shoot. I think and I still believe this, bro. Like when shit gets serious, I feel like the grind even gets better.
It's right.
I feel like it's better, bro. Like you just enter a flow state.
It's true, dude. Like when you're not just working for yourself, there's no better feeling, dude. There really isn't.
It's a flow state, man. But no, dude. Like I really just see. I'm starting to really just make my decisions and make them carefully and know why I'm making it. And if the outcome isn't the way that I expect it to turn out, dog, it's either my fault or just being unlucky. And I can change that next time. I just got to keep on betting on myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it makes a lot of sense, dude. Why? What makes you so confident in the bet on yourself? Like, because I fully agree with the mindset, but I'm just curious.
Yeah. I
And
just see
this is exactly how I feel too. It's like, you have to bet on yourself, but just for someone who doesn't have that level of confidence and in understanding of what they can do, like,
dog, and this is where it comes
you?
to, and this is where it comes to different goals in life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like what I say isn't the same for somebody else. Um, because in reality, like starting something isn't everybody's goal, right? Everybody's got their own way that they're super happy in life. Um, like for example, bro, I just know that eventually, if I keep on starting businesses, or if one business fails and I keep on getting into it and I keep on playing the game, that I will learn from my previous experiences. And all it takes is one big business year to make more than I would have made making like 100 grand a year selling cars every year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like one big year, bro, would pay for 10 years of, not even, probably like 20 years of staying at the same job. And man, that's just how I see it, bro. It's just betting on, but like by betting on myself, bro, it's just like, dude, I see that as this ability. Like I control my future. I control my future. That's all that matters to me is like, dude, as long as I keep on putting in work, dog, I know that the trajectory just, it's always going to change, man. Or I know where I'm going. And at my previous jobs, bro, or what I was doing, I just felt like always like, I don't know how to explain it, man, but it was just not betting on myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You kind of like fall into the system.
Yeah, bro. Like I fall into the system and it's just like, dog, I know that there are people out there winning. Why can I do that? You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like there's people that question, and I think it's good to question certain things about life, man. And there's people that question certain things and they went out and they won, bro. But I just think it's a lack of knowledge, which is like the importance of always getting it. It's hard, bro. Like I
See,
said, like
and
I'm 20 years old. I can't really articulate the way that I feel. And the way that I feel and the way that I see life isn't going to be the same as somebody else.
right.
Right.
And
And that's what I'm saying. Like I genuinely enjoy talking to like in the sauna, like normal people, bro, that you know, like go, they come home with their family. They live like that, dude. And
right.
some of the best people I've ever met. Uh, that's why I'm saying like it's just like I don't want to like a lot like that's what I see a lot on social media is people trashing on that life.
And that's not it, dude.
That's
This is one of my biggest pet peeves
I
because,
hate that, bro.
oh, that life of just loving your family, you go to work, you come home, you take care of them, like, and you guys just have a good time, and then you go back to work the next day. It's, dude, that is probably like the most beautiful thing ever. You know,
Exactly, bro. And
like
that's
it's
what I'm
probably
saying. Like
that's the
I hate seeing
dream.
that. I hate seeing that on like online a lot, bro. Like that's like I get the whole viewpoint, but dude, not everybody wants to live like that. It's just
Exactly.
it's two different things, right? Uh
Yeah, not everyone wants to live like that, and also you can. All right, one of my favorite songs. This is like number one on my Spotify rap for 2025, but it's called "Egg" by Djo, and he starts like singing, and it's like later in his song, but he's like, "Can one be great? Can one be kind when history shows are not intertwined?" And I love that quote because they're so rarely intertwined. Like, dude, some of the most successful people I met are just kind of, asses, and they don't give you time of day in the sense of, and it's not them not giving you time of day that makes them an ass. It's just more so like the way they speak to people, and what they expect. Um, but I have met very successful people that are like uber kind and very familial, and those are the people that I've always kind of obviously respected way more. And a good example, and I think I said this on a previous podcast, but I met this guy in San Diego. He's like multi millionaire. We're in a meeting, and it was me and him, and he gets a call mid meeting, and it was a big meeting. Like, he liked what I was saying, I could tell, and he's like, "Bro, 1 sec, like, I'm gonna step out." And he's like, I can't push this off. I was like, no worries, no worries. Goes out. He's on the phone for like 20 minutes. On the phone for 20 minutes. And the whole time I'm just sitting in there like, what do I do? And he comes back in and he goes, sorry, man, my son called. And I made a rule, like, if I'm in a meeting and my son calls, I never miss it. If I
yeah.
if I see my phone's ringing, it's my son, I never miss it. And that to me was just like, damn, like, he's hit a point where he obviously he can do that, but he's very respectful in the way they conveyed it. Like, and he was like, hey man, if you have to go, I know that was a long call. If you have to go, I'll give you the same amount of time next week. Just come by. And obviously I had time to talk to him then, but just like having that level of awareness to where you understand family's important, but you also, understand work's important. I think that's the key, and that's where you need to sit. Of, you cannot let your work outshine or shadow your morals and your values. It's hard to, but you really can be great, and you can be kind.
No, I agree, bro. And it's just that's not shown a lot on social media, you know?
It's not, dude. It really isn't. And I understand, like, maybe I don't want to put my family on social media, whatever. But there has to be a level of balance. Like, hey, this is what I sacrificed to build this business. Like, I sacrificed all this time with my family. Like, who's gonna come out? What celebrity or what influencer is gonna be like, you guys don't understand. Like, I threw time away with my kids to make a video that you should watch, and you brainlessly watched it and did it, barely even consumed it. Like, these are conversations that I would love to have with influencers of like, what did you sacrifice to create this video? And do you think that consumers really watched it intently and either learned something or valued the content as much as it took for you to create, and that's what I'm kind of interested in. And with familial media, it's just kind of been like very raw, stripped down content. And a good example of that is like Hormozy. Like,
Dude, Hormozy's
some of the webcam content, he doesn't even try, dude. He just like goes in, he says his spiel,
Dude.
and then he posts it. It's like, I love that stuff because it's so raw and it's so
bro,
good.
his stuff is peak.
It's amazing.
Dude, the dude is inspirational. The dude is inspirational for sure. Especially his posts that he makes on YouTube too, man. It's just awesome.
Right, dude. He's a G. He really is. I'd love to like know what that guy's personal life is like, or his relationship with his family, or like obviously his marriage is like pretty out there.
Yeah.
But I'd be intrigued.
Dude, his mom died, bro.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sad, man.
Sucks, dude. That sucks.
It's horrible. I don't know why you brought that up, bro. I'm trying not to laugh because I was like just out of pocket.
Yo,
dude.
what, bro?
Dude, you just fucking threw that at me left field, dude.
Dude, we were talking about his family, and I was like, dang, bro, that's the first thing that came up in my mind, dude. His mom just, all right, shoot, dude.
You're crazy, bro. You're crazy. But so when it comes to like the grind, and this is my last question, really, like when it comes to the grind, and everything that you're kind of pursuing, like at what point do you relax? At what point can you kind of pump the brakes a little or take the foot off the gas and just go throw a football with the homies? Like what to you is like the sign that either I need to take a break or I've scheduled this break into my schedule just so I don't go crazy? Like,
Dude,
have you?
I still hang out with I schedule time with my friend. Dude, I went on a hike. Dude, have you done Pastoa Peak hike?
Oh yeah, dude.
Bro,
Bunch.
that thing is peak, man. I just did that with him like 2 weeks ago.
Dude, that one's amazing.
That
might be one
one's
of my
amazing.
favorites. Did you do it at
Dude,
night?
bro, I did it at 4 a.m.
Oh, so it was still dark when you got up there. Yeah, that
Bro,
place is awesome.
dude, and then when the sun started, the sunrise, there was this Native American guy that was playing the flute, bro.
Are you
Beautiful,
serious?
dude, beautiful, bro. It felt like a cutscene, man.
Dude, that's amazing.
And then he started playing like the drums, bro. It literally like, dude, he was doing a ritual up there or something.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
But it was dope, man. Like I was sitting on the side of the mountain, bro, just staring at the sunrise, and then I thought somebody was playing it on their speaker. And then my boys was like, dude, look at the guy right there. I was like, man, this is some legit stuff. No, but yeah, I make time for my friends all the time, and that's super important to me too, bro. I would say like I do it like again like once every other week. Right now, like I'm about to go hit the gym, hit some legs with my boy. My boy Preston, he's in town.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah, so
Preston.
shout out to Preston, man. That is, I'm probably in a roommate with him. Once he said once his semester ends in May, that I'm probably in a room with Isaiah and Preston. That's gonna be sick.
That's gonna be amazing, dude.
Yeah, man.
That's
That room, yeah. Based on obviously what you told me, you said it was a great experience, right? Just living out with the boy.
Oh, dude, 100%. Like you learn so much, and I think having like that coexistence period is so important. Like, dude, when I met Autumn, she lived in Tucson, and I was living in Tempe with Bozeman. So It was his first time living alone. So I got to really like, I mean, I was in Tucson a lot of the time. So he got to really like live alone.
Yeah.
And that was good for him. And he went through like crazy transformation phase, I would say. But he, and when we did live together, like you just got to make sure that you still stay focused on what's important to you and because it's so easy to just like run out and play some video games or anything like that. Like we picked up some weird video games like NBA 2K Playgrounds,
Bro.
it's like NBA Jam, dude. We played that like nonstop. It was so funny, but
Dude, what?
yeah, you just gotta make sure you're being relatively constructive, and if he has goals, support him, and yeah, dude, you'll love it. You'll learn a lot in that process.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that. So I've got certain goals I need to hit with this business in order to make it happen. So
Hell yeah, dude. Well, do it, man. And I appreciate your time today, man. And for
let's
those of
go,
you who
dude.
stuck around and watched, I hope you took something away. I hope you learned something. And if not, I'm sorry. But we tried.
Man, we try
So,
it. We try, guys.
so is there anything else you wanna say, or I think that's it on my end, man.
Shoot, man. No, not really. I don't got anything profound to say. Man, I'm excited to see where this familial thing goes.
Let's go round
And
two.
the content, man. Let's go.
Thank you, man. Well, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.